My instant death ability episode 1. And I know the name of the anime is a little bit longer than that. In fact, it's a lot longer than that. But if I were to say the whole name, I mean, first of all, I will forget it. And second of all, I think it will be a little bit, tiresome for you all listening to this review. So yeah, if I were to review this anime going forward, I don't think I'm going to say the full name. I'm just going to say my instant death ability. I think everybody can agree that that is the best choice for all of us. So episode 1, and man, what an episode this was. It definitely caught me by surprise, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting this type of episode to be the way it was. Yeah, it had a lot of good things going for it. So I mean, I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I don't know how the rest of the anime is going to pan out. I don't know if it's going to be good or bad, but at least this first episode was intriguing to say the least. I mean, we got straight into the action, no build up, no anything like that, no sort of introduction. And as all of you already know, this anime is about a main overpowered protagonist that has a instant death ability. So given the fact that that is going to be, the whole, I guess you can say, main plot, or where the plot is going to revolve around, you can expect a lot of funny scenarios going forward, because when you have this type of abilities, then I mean, realistically, nothing can stop you. Yeah, pretty curious anime. We have seen overpowered, protagonists in other animes like Overlord and so many other isekais, but never to this extent, this extent of being so overpowered that you have an instant death ability. So that ought to be interesting. By the way, sorry in advance if you hear dogs or cars or voices in the background, but it's a little bit noisy where I'm recording. So yeah, sorry in advance. But like I was saying, you have the main character Takatou, I think that is his name, which has this ability, and his personality is that of a person that is calm, but at the same time lazy. You even saw how his introduction, he was sleeping throughout the whole ordeal of the sage, presenting herself. He was actually sleeping. He didn't cut any of the details. So, I mean, that was actually pretty funny because a lot of things were happening. You had people dying. You had a dragon. You had this sage named Shion suddenly, presenting herself, and he was just there sleeping. And the sage Shion was actually pretty scary. We saw her heal a couple of people for nothing, to be honest. So yeah, she's not fooling around. She's actually straight to the business. So I mean, a pretty fearsome and scary. I don't know if she's going to be an opponent or antagonist, but whatever she is, she's going to be really scary. And then on the other hand, you have Danura. I guess you can call her the second protagonist. And she is, well, really airheaded. I don't know if that is even a word, but yeah, she's very also calm, but at the same time, pretty outgoing, because you see throughout this whole episode how she's interacting with our main protagonist Takatou like nothing has just happened. I mean, at the beginning she was, kind of worried, but as the episode went by, she got crazier and crazier. And this Shion Sage actually gave gifts, or in other words, powers to the students that were in the bus, and apparently there was some kind of bug or something like that, that some of them didn't get it, or not so much didn't get it, but they weren't gifted enough, I guess you can say that, to receive the powers that the sage Shion gave them. But as we see at the end of the episode, that wasn't actually the case. So yeah, a lot of them, if not all of them, except for four, actually received powers. And the four that didn't, only two survive, which were our two main protagonists, of course. So you have that now, you have two people that supposedly don't have any powers in the middle of nowhere. Let's see where they go next. And supposedly, like I said, Danora doesn't have any powers, but as we saw in this episode, it was kind of hinted when they were looking at the other students flying that she had some sort of, you know, seeing ability, foreseeing ability, some sight, I guess you can say, ability. So maybe that is her ability. It will be very weak, to be honest, if that is her only ability to see far away, because compared to Takato, I mean, it is not very good. Although, to be fair, compare anything to Takato's ability and it is not very strong. So yeah, I guess you can say that too. But yeah, Chion and his assistant are actually aware of the instant death ability. It is not like they don't know that this ability exists out there in the wild, but they don't think it was a malfunction of the system, whatever they use. They don't think it was that. They don't think something went wrong. They think that, well, something else happens. So yeah, let's see if Shion, like I said at the beginning, actually becomes a rival, antagonist, villain to Takatou. But overall, a pretty impressionable first episode. I think we can all agree on that. But this first episode was actually very impactful. I don't know if it will continue like that. I don't know if it will get worse or bad. But at least we can say that it was actually a pretty good first episode. I wonder how much they can stretch out, the plot, how much they can make it interesting when you have that of an overpowered character, because it is actually, I guess you can say, pretty tough to balance the story around a powerful character like that. So yeah, they do have a lot of work to do in order to make the anime interesting. I don't know if I'm going to be reviewing the whole anime. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be reviewing the second episode, because I can perfectly see this anime being one of those that is meant to be enjoy while you sit back and eat something, not necessarily meant to be reviewed and analyzed like I do with certain animes. Not because it is bad or anything like that, but it's simply, a relaxed pastime anime. So maybe that could be the case for this anime. I don't know. I haven't read the source material. It will seem to be that kind of anime, but again, I don't know. So yeah, I wanted to make this little short review because at least I wanted to talk about the first episode, my impression, in general, how I feel about the first episode. And like I said multiple times already, it was very good, impressionable. One of those first episodes that at least you will give it a chance to watch the second episode. And this episode definitely did that for me, and I think it did that for a lot of you too. Yeah, I think I will leave it like that. If you like my review, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this type of reviews and maybe potentially a second episode review of this anime, please subscribe so you don't miss it. But yeah, that will be everything by me, and I guess I'll see you all in the next episode review.